So I noticed that YouTube, because usually I have at least one or two comments saying, "Oh my God, Star sounds late." I have not seen a single comment. So
Yeah.
I think I'm still pulled from the algorithm, which
Oh.
again, this is partly my fault. It's my fault.
Well, it's
Um,
mine not having energy too. So
it's. I know that we're gonna get there. We're
yeah,
gonna
we
get
get back
there,
there.
and I plan on love bombing, but we'll see. I know that we've got 4 people, so more than likely they're from your side, because you're more active on your algorithm right now than I am. Yeah, because we're paired. We're paired.
Yeah, we're paired up.
We're paired up. Nova, I'm not feeding you anything, right? So I sent Horror a lot of stuff on Instagram this week because there's been a lot of really cool animal videos this week that we could go over. I will say that there was an incident that happened related to it that I'm not going to bring up because I do not want to hype up someone's ego.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But the video that this stemmed from, I did want to talk to you about and that was one of the reasons why I was on it. So we talked about when that Kana Corso, hi Jade, when that Kana Corso,
I Mr. Wrong.
I am totally not here for activities completely uncultish. Well, you're
We're
wrong.
glad to hear that.
I couldn't help it. For anyone watching afterwards. I'm so clever. Anyways, so as you guys know, I want to watch police body cam videos. One, because I feel it is a good education for oneself that if you ever get pulled over by police, you kind of know what to do, which I have done a very good job of kind of cultivating exactly what I'll have to do, because for the longest time I was terrified whenever cops would pull me over. I always feel like I'd fuck something up.
I just don't get pulled over.
Well, I think you've learned by now, Horror, that sometimes no matter how hard I try, shit sometimes happens to me, even when I'm not even trying to be dramatic or whatever. But I digress.
She's just a drama magnet.
The coworker I just got through telling you about, he said it to me again at the meeting. And I was like, I know, I don't try, but I succeed anyway. It's just my little talent. Nova, why you fucking up my camera, kid? Why are you walking across my keyboard, kid? Nova.
It's just us hippos, no actual hippos.
And in this game, I guess you could consider me one. I got the teeth for it, but not the jaw strength. Anyways.
Oh, you can't run as fast.
No, but I can float no. Hippos don't float.
Hippos don't float. No, hippos sink. They're fucking heavy.
I actually am better than a hippo.
Yeah.
I can float.
So can I.
Can't run underwater like them though. Hell no. But my ass is as big as a hippo, so there's that. So I guess so. Anywhoodly. Shit was it? Oh yeah. So in this particular body cam footage, if I know that there is a dog involved, I don't know about the rest of you, but I scour the comments because I need to make sure that I'm not about to witness of a puppy. So the comments, I eventually found out that did happen. Now, sadly, the dog in the video is a pit bull, which was one of the reasons why I read the comments, because of course everybody in the comments was saying how pit bull should be banned and blah 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 blah. And I went on and I noticed, Horror, when I sent you the screenshots of my comment, you did not disagree with it, so I know that you agree with what I'm saying. The problem with pit bulls is, and I said to people, because someone in the comments said, well, why don't you ever hear about border collies or golden retrievers that are biting? And I'm like, but they do. As a matter of fact, retrievers, it's in the name. They use their fucking mouth. They're more apt to bite. That's why Labradors, that's why golden retrievers, any water dog tends to be a more bitey dog, because that's what their teeth are designed for. That's what their instincts design them for. And to say that a border collie doesn't bite is laughable because they are some of the highest bite statistics. Why? Border collies are herding dogs. What do herding dogs do? Their threat is not just chasing after the animals they're herding. They bite them. You watch any corgi, you watch any cattle dog, you watch any shepherding dog. The first thing they do is they latch on to the nose of the cow or the ankles of the cow or sheep or whatever, what have you. Why? They're the most sensitive parts. These animals are trained to do that, which is why you really shouldn't have them around small children, because these dogs will naturally try to herd your children.
Yeah, we actually got rid of a dog when I was young for that. We bought a Australian Shepherd Blue Heeler mix from the pound, and she was a very sweet dog, very, very sweet dog. But yeah, she kept trying to nip at us when we'd run. So instead of keeping her, my brother and my mom, they ended up going to the shelter with her. Now, the plus side is when they were at the shelter, there was literally a rancher there looking for a dog. So she went right out to a ranch and lived her happiest, fullest life, herding cows.
What the hell?
What?
I tried to highlight a comment. Oh, okay. I tried to highlight a comment and instead it came up with a block user, which that's cool. That didn't happen before. However, I didn't want to block Elysium.
No, why would you want to do that?
I don't know, but it came up and I was like, the fuck? But anyways. So, I'm back. Y'all started.
Hi,
sorry, unlucky. I guess you were just unlucky.
He usually is, but that's okay. We love him anyway.
Tonight. And so anyway, so then I said to them, do you even know breeds? And someone else said, oh yeah, well, then why are pit bulls so hard to train? Da, 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 da. And I said, but they're not. And this is the problem that I think a lot of people don't acknowledge. So where pit bulls, a lot of folks don't realize when they talk about instinct, they always only talk about the attacking. Fun fact, another natural instinct in pit bulls is to accommodate humans, to make humans happy, to please their humans, and to not attack their humans. That is why they are one of the best dogs for fighting rings, because the fight, for lack of a better term, I guess, instructor, the owner of the dog, whatever, can reach in the middle of the fight and yank the dog off, and the dog does not redirect onto the owner. That is the thing. That is a big deal in the dog fighting community. So the problem with it is that yes, you will get a dog that is bred for aggression. It's animal aggression, which is why you'll often see them attacking small children instead. Not because they don't like kids, but because kids act, sound, and react more like animals.
Especially those high-pitched squeaky noises.
Right. And when you get these, I tell them, I said, the problem is a lot of these folks, they get these dogs, right? And when they get these dogs, what they get is a very sweet kind. They raise the dog in the family and they think, I don't need to train this dog. You guys know this has happened because I've had people tell me this. When they've bought dogs and they've adopted dogs, they take them in and they're like, well, I shouldn't have to train them. The dogs on TV don't have to be trained. Well, my friend's dog didn't need to be trained, meaning they didn't even realize their friend probably trained their dog. And so they automatically assume that their dog is just going to know what to do. Inherently, this dog is just going to pick up on social cues.
Dogs are my best friend because they just know.
Right, because that's going to work. And so you get these people that have a dog like Orion. Orion is a loving dog. Orion is very sweet. He's active, but he loves to cuddle. He loves to kiss. He loves to hang out. So a lot of people would see a dog like Orion and think, well, I don't need to train him. Hi, Tony. How you doing? And so the problem with that is then they bring that dog around a small child for the first time, or kittens, or other dogs, or they let it off leash, and then suddenly this dog is reacting like a hunting dog or like an aggressive dog because they don't set the dog up for success. They don't test the dog, and so they don't train the dog, and they just assume the dog's going to do what they want. And so you've got this with over 4 million individuals in the country. There's still only about 200 plus that cause any issues, which I said in the comment. So that's like, what? 0.002% of the whole population, but suddenly they all have to be banned. And that's what I said. I said, you've got an animal that is very trainable. They rank one of the highest in personality and trainability amongst all breeds because they like people. But if you add in dogs that are improperly trained, inbred dogs, which a lot of pit bulls are inbred due to the blue nose and whatever the fuck else they try to make these dogs look like. So you've got a lot of mother, sister. Do you want to hear how stupid I am? I saw him and said, Axel. I went to go follow him. And then I realized that's on your side, not mine. Vinny, what you doing, Vincent? That's right, he can't hear me. Fuck.
No, he can't hear shit.
Nope. When it comes to getting another dog, we will be getting another pit bull, but it will be a puppy. Right, which is all so I'm weird about it. I am big on people in a mood tonight. How are you? Listen, let me tell you something. T, it's been a fucking weird week for me, to say the least. Horror knows some of it. And on top of it, anyone who's followed me for a long time knows that my mom's death anniversary was yesterday, and that my mom's funeral anniversary is on Thursday, and my birthday is on Wednesday. So it's a very tumultuous mental week for me.
And she's a woman. It just sucks.
Right? And then on top of that, Shark Week is coming up. So it's just all over. And it's in the mid-90s all the way until next week. And there isn't a hint of rain on the horizon.
And she lives in North Carolina, so the humidity is basically like walking into a fishbowl.
It's so bad. So I understand what you're talking about, T. I understand completely. But anyway, so it was just a lot of these people in the comments. Again, I'm not denying that pit bulls can cause problems. But it's the exact same thing as, there's blacks are being hunted in the streets. And I tell you this for a reason, because when you hear a story, and it's the only story that everyone's always saying, I know, right? He heard me. He sensed it. He's being hunted in the street. Anyways, here is the perfect temp if that helps. Oh, thanks, Unlucky. T keeps telling me move to Detroit.
Now, if you're going to move to Montana. We got a nice cold winter.
Oh, she is right, T. You should move to the mountains, too. And where was it? Somewhere just snowed last week.
Not here.
No, but it was somewhere in North America snowed last week, and I cried because it wasn't here.
No, last week it got into the 60s and rained constantly.
You can suck my left, you know what you can do. In Alaska,
today was 85, if that makes you feel better.
Negative 65 sounds lovely. I know. Let me tell you something. I don't know. I may not like the new Meta AI on Instagram, but the hearing program they have in it now really knows how to get me. It suddenly started showing me all autumnal and fall and Halloween things, and I was like, yes! And I
didn't teleport. The other cat's still right there.
Yeah, but you can barely see him, but it is funny how it happened. It just went so well. I know, Axel. The cats all been having a rough week because out of nowhere, mind you, this has nothing to do with the boys getting their vaccines and nothing to do with the new kittens. Conjunctivitis has come to my house, and half of my cats have it. Deactivating your Insta? Really? Gonna move to the North Pole. What the fuck you doing, bitch? God almighty. Gonna move just to decorate it with jack-o'-lanterns. Yeah. I'm not seeing a problem. Are you?
She'll be the only reason to import pumpkin spice up there.
And it's only a few more weeks till pumpkin spice season. Why did you get down if you're just gonna get right back up?
I never understood this false pumpkin spice scarcity. Just make your own pumpkin spice.
Scarcity? What scarcity?
The fact that they narrow the freaking window that there's a season for. You can have it all fucking year round. Just go buy a little bottle of pumpkin spice. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I think the reason they just do this is that way, it's the same reason why you don't get pine scented things in the spring, or you don't get peppermint, or you don't get candy cane, things like that. It's just squash.
Well, now pumpkin spice is actually normally nutmeg, allspice, cinnamon, and something else.
So,
but if you're talking about pumpkin puree, yes, that's just squash.
Yes. And I have learned how to make your own pumpkin spice syrup. And it does include pumpkins. And I found this again. So whoever is programming the AI really hit the mark on me. It showed me how to make mini pumpkin Pop Tarts from scratch.
I could have taught you to do that. That's easy.
Well, fine. We'll make them when I get there. All I know is,
As long as we can skip those blondies.
don't you fucking dare, bitch. We're not skipping the blondies. I'm desperate, bitch. What you trying? Axel, get down. Penny, don't meow me. Ow. Nope. Nope. We're fighting.
Hold on, she's got to wrestle her cats.
Hold on. Oof.
Ow! I felt that one.
In case any of you want an anxiety-ridden cat, welcome to what life is like with an anxiety-ridden cat.
And it has claws.
Oh, yeah, and I trimmed her claws. I don't know how they popped. I'm also trying to figure out this paper. It's supposed to write about the parallelism between the poetry of the Psalms. Oh shit! That
Good
is
luck with that.
That's an 18-year-old Cassie question. I have not researched Psalms in a very long time. I know who could tell you. I have no idea if she'll answer her messages. Gothics would be better for that. Gothics would be way better for that because she's been researching the Psalms, trying to, educate herself within the Bible. I, on the other hand, not as educated as I once was. Once dated a girl who loved pumpkin and everything, so I started making pumpkin puffs. Pumpkin puffs. Pumpkin puffs.
You should
Great.
send her the recipe.
Yes, should.
Or just bake some and send those to her.
That too. My other friend in Montana, guys. So, Christmas of 2022, she sent me this box of homemade. Is that peach strips?
No. This is actually Sour Boys.
Oh, you need to tell me how they are. I've been wanting to buy them.
It's good. Do
I
it.
just think it's so funny. I turn over you going. She's already sending me it. All right. What was I talking about? Shit. Your snacking distracted me.
The Christmas that your other friend
right.
sent you.
She sent me. If you're in my Discord, you'll know who. Nikki. She sent me a lovely box of homemade Christmas cookies. Okay? And I gushed over them. It looked like she had ordered them from a little boutique. She is the most extra person I know, while also being the most low maintenance, non-extra person I know. She's a very weird dichotomy.
Hello, fat boy.
Supposedly, last year she sent me a box as well. And the post office told her it got delivered. I never got my fucking cookies.
The postman stole your cookies.
Someone stole my fucking cookies.
The postman was eating your cookies as he drove by your house. Thinking, you know what? That bitch don't eat them. I do.
Rachel, you're the most extra author I know. But let me tell you something. She said, I thought you just didn't want to thank me. I'm like, me? I gushed over the last box. You think I'd just be like, oh, well, this whole thing. Like, me? No. Speaking of, guys, this is amongst multiple things, but I want you to see one of the things I got for my birthday.
Oh, yay. Just what she needed.
I'm gonna shine like a diamond, sparkling star. My father went a little nuts for my birthday presents, guys. I gave him an Amazon wish list. So I gave my husband, because the last 2 or 3 years, my family complained, you didn't tell us what you wanted. So I have literally 20 Amazon wish lists. I keep track of all the different things I want for different reasons. So outdoor decor, kitchen, bathroom, bedroom. I have a list for everything. I have an animal list, so on and so forth. And so I made a skincare list so that way I could keep track of all the skincare things I wanted. And also, if Starman wants to get me a gift, there's an easy cheat code. Here's the link, my love. Observe. And so I told him, if any of the family comes to you, because I don't like to sit there and go, buy me this, this is what I want, Papa. Please put that in the bag for me. I don't like that. I think it's very
Needy.
less than that, more entitled, assumptive, bratty. I'm grateful for anything anyone gets me. I thought we were only going to the Korean barbecue, which was already going to be expensive. Went to that. So the mailman went for your cookie. I thought that would only happen to Army wives. He went for all my cookies, the bastard. But anyways, and so I told my husband, apparently he told the family, and they all decided. My dad got me half the list, guys. And I'm not kidding. And I thought he was done. Then I got the call tonight. There's more. I've got to go pick it up. Like, I had put, again, this is for me to buy at a later date. One, I will tell you, I did not realize how big this thing was. Like, this is all rosehip oil.
Oh, that's a lot of rosehip oil.
A lot of
You won't need rosehip oil till you die.
Like, well, because I'm doing a whole foot and hand routine thing for cuticles and everything else. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm preparing myself to buy a collection from you-know-who.
Yes.
So I have to make sure my nails are nice and thick and healthy and all that shit. And so I'm getting onto it. I got skin oils and I got a nail grinder and a face trimmer. And I was just like, Dad, when does it end? Wait, that's a lot.
Apparently he didn't buy you half the list. He bought you the whole list.
No, I know there's more left. I think.
Yeah.
I'm excited about these and these though. These little face mask things. Apparently a woman, I forgot who she was. This woman said the uglier you look going to bed, the healthier your skin will be in the next day. So
it's an interesting idea.
It is an interesting idea. I already put a lip mask on every night. Let's see what else I can do. And just because I know that when I don't moisturize, my skin hurts. When I don't do all these things, my skin hurts. And I already see, as the summer's here, my skin drying out more. So I'm hoping this paraffin wax shit does something. All right, Athena. Hi. Hi. Getting the anxiety brigade tonight. My sister is like that. She sent me a list for very specific things for her baby shower, and I was like, I can get better stuff for a cheaper price, I'm sure of it, and got stuff she didn't think of. Then she had the audacity to be upset that I was forward thinking with things like binders and clothes that were 6 to 18 months, like, and were the colors that she liked.
Weren't the colors that she liked.
Now, excuse you, you're not supposed to talk about the lizard mask. We keep that off. Thank you.
I'm the one who's wearing a mask. Remember, I'm actually a giant green squid. So
well, actually,
this is just to save her sanity.
You're a hologram, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. But I found a bunch of stuff this last 2 weeks. A bunch of really cool things, like shots of whales. Like they had this shot of 3 humpback whales flying off in a row, and it was so cool. There's a giant fly flying around. What the hell? I don't know about anybody else, but I have been battling. What?
Rachel.
She gave them away and sold them, and it was her husband that was like, babe, where's the stuff your sister bought? Because guess what was useful and needed 3 months later? Let me tell you something. My sister-in-law, when we got something for the baby, she says, can you order for 6 months plus? Because we don't know how big the baby is going to get, but the newborn shit does not last very long.
Nope.
It's so much bigger now. Oh, and does she love lights? Oh my god. Annie lights. What are you're doing your nails, aren't you? What color?
Blue.
What do you see?
Hold on. Get this cleaned up.
Oh, and guys, by the way, now my days off are officially Mondays and Tuesdays. So, no, oh, it's like a dark blue. I thought we were talking like blue.
No, it's called Sunken Secrets.
So, which collection is that one?
I think this is the dark rainbow.
First time parents are difficult.
Some parents are always difficult.
Yeah, right. Like, I think that depends. I think it's more people who don't like being corrected are difficult.
Difficult people are difficult.
That too. But I'm talking about in terms of parents. Like, I will say that I have dealt with a lot of infants, both acquaintance and otherwise. And there are people that understand that as young parents, they need help. And even those without children come with knowledge about children, especially if they dealt with a lot of children. And then there are people that no matter what, I was insulted, yes, because she's complaining about how expensive it is. And I'm like, I bought you one of those for your shower. Did it not work? And she's nonchalantly, no, I gave it away. I see, that's something I would never do. My sister-in-law got a lot of things secondhand from people that no longer needed them because their babies were grown. And, you know, but to give a gift away before you even know if you need it, that's just silly to me. I think this is more than just salty. That's just rude.
I would be quite salty myself if
Yes.
I did that and somebody did that kind of thing. I'd be pissed.
I would tell, honestly, Rachel, if I were you, I would tell her, good luck on ever asking for a gift again. I'm never getting you another gift. Because you were... I'm the kind of person where no matter what, even if it's something I actually don't want, I don't care. I love that somebody put in the effort and thought of me. Now,
and especially when you're talking about...
Huh?
I said especially when you're talking about it, something as complicated. Check my Rumble. As, oh shit, I forgot the chat doesn't come through on here. I meant to pull that up. Thank you for... Oh, damn. Thanks, Fat Steven, for that $5. I really appreciate that.
Oh, Fat Steven, you're awesome. Young parents need to accept that their firstborn is always a test subject, right? Like, I don't even get to see her kid because she's in Bumble. Well, that's your own fault for being in California, though. I mean, you know.
No, you're very nice. You don't suck. Well, I mean, you might suck. I wouldn't...
Don't lie to the people, he says. Oh,
someone has to lie to people. Why not me? Politicians do it all the time. Why can't I?
And she's lying for good reasons. Your reputation. Athena, I might have to shove you in the shirt because you're being ridiculous, but then she might drag the shirt down.
She moved, I stayed.
All the anxiety cats. You guys missed it. Calliope was here at the very, very beginning. And I've got Penny on my back. I've got Athena. Oh, so horror. It may not technically be animals. But why don't you tell everybody about your just peachy situation?
Yeah, so my mother bought 3 cases of peaches. I now have an entire crisper drawer full of ripe peaches in my fridge. I probably skinned and chopped 20 pounds of peaches into plastic bags, perfectly portioned to make cobbler. So at the end of it, I had enough for 12 cobblers.
We'll save one for September, please.
Yes, don't worry. It's in the freezer right there. They're all in the freezer right now, except for one extra bag, so I can make another cobbler. If I make a cobbler, it doesn't last 24 hours.
It's like you're a good cook or something.
Cobbler is so fucking easy to make. You melt the butter in the bottom of the pan. You combine a cup of sugar and a cup of flour. And, 2 tablespoons of baking soda?
Something like that.
And 3/4 of a cup of milk and mix it all together. And then you pour that into the melted butter. And you should actually put the peaches in a pan. If you're using fresh peaches, you put them in a pan with with another a cup of sugar, and let them make you some nice juice, and you pour that on top of your batter, and you stick that in the oven for 35 minutes and walk away. You come back and there's a peach cobbler. And you can do that with any fruit, but it's great with peaches.
I want peach. The problem is I have always had bad luck picking out peaches exactly the way I want them because I don't like hard peaches.
If you get hard peaches, you put it on the counter and you leave it for a day or two.
I can't. Here you can't do that. It's specifically in my house for sure. One, a cat is going to fucking chew on it. That's first of all. Second, I live in North Kakalaka. Insects are a roar.
Yeah, I guess we don't have that much problem because most of these peaches, because they came from Georgia, they're actually Georgia peaches, were actually hard when they got here. So we laid them out across the table, the dining room table. The entire fucking dining room table was just covered in peaches.
See, again, I could do that in Rhode Island, no problem. It's the fact that I'm in North Carolina because the problem is where I live, it's not even due to cleanliness. I live where the roaches live and the flies and the ants. So if I left the peaches out, something's coming in and getting them. That's the sad part. I would have to have them set up on something where it's open air, but not open air. Like kind of like you know what I mean. Hello everyone, hope everyone's doing well. We're doing pretty darn good. But
yeah, I also made some peach ice cream.
You should do a short. Do
you know how many times I have had people quote me that Presidents of the United States song? Millions of peaches, peaches for me. Millions of peaches, peaches for free.
Listen, you gotta lean into it. Content is content, Harbor. Speaking of, I still haven't clipped. Although, did any of you see? I don't know if I can play it.
Play what?
Video Choco made of us.
Why couldn't you?
Because it's got licensed content in it as well. Choco.
Oh.
She does. I mean, they're funny.
Yeah,
no bones about it. They are funny, but they contain licensed content. And I couldn't make it a short because she made it more than a minute. What?
Yeah, but for what's in there, it shouldn't. It's not like music playing the whole time, is it? No, then it should be fine as long as it's less than like 10 seconds.
The problem is, even with us not playing music, they've tapped me for video. Like they've gotten very strict. I am trying to get to the point where I use almost no licensed stuff in my videos except for like less than 10 seconds. Because it's either way, as you guys remember the last time we were all talking and the microphone was dusty.
It was driving me insane.
If you go onto my Discord, somewhere on there, Choco, who I know you're watching and see, is like, you know, the other part of it is how well I know her. That was deep in the video. So that proves you love me. You may have made that video to make fun of me, but this just proves you love me. Make a video about that. You know she's going to. She loves the challenge. But whatchamacallit. So, horror.
Yes.
There's something you haven't spoken about yet today, though. What milestone did you reach last week that we didn't get to talk about?
Oh, well, I actually reached my 15,000 milestone. I'm also now above 16,000.
Guys, I want to see some celebration in the chat because what were you at last month? Would you remind the audience? What was your numbers at last month?
1,000. I think
and for that?
Less than 1,000.
In less than 2.5 months, she's almost at 2,000 followers. That is some excellent trajectory. And we praise our elder god for it.
So what happens when you post every day?
Stop looking so embarrassed and just say thank you.
Thank you. I'm going back to painting my nails now.
Whatever.
I'm not good at this, you know that.
I know, that's why I'm making you do it.
I appreciate everybody for watching, listening, encouraging me, all those great things. And because without that, I wouldn't do it.
Also, guys, there's something. So just completely changing the subject, though. I do want to show you guys something amazing. A feel-good story that I think we're all going to enjoy. Have any of you heard of Poncho.
Hmm.
Poncho, the hero dog.
Oh.
Poncho, on June 4th, saved his family.
Oh, he's a good boy.
A very good boy. And what he did was a man broke into their house, and Poncho sprang into action and tackled this man, who proceeded to slice Poncho's throat wide open.
Oh no.
He just by literally less than a centimeter missed his esophagus, but he did sever his jugular. He then kicked Poncho so many times that he damaged Poncho's back, slipped discs, and they said Poncho wouldn't be able to walk again.
Mm.
But as you can see, that's not the case. So when his family were finally able to subdue the guy, they rushed Poncho to every vet they could, and nobody was open. So they ended up at the Espanola Humane Society, which is where they adopted him 6 years ago. And they saved Poncho's life. And now, Poncho's getting a great big celebration. He's gotten donations, and Omaha Steaks has donated a year's worth of ribeye for the good boy. And I had to tell everybody, because when I tell you, Poncho absolutely stole my heart. I was sitting in the parking lot of PetSmart, crying my eyes out when I found out he got his ribeyes, because I was so proud of this dog. And it's why when people sit there and go, why I take dogs and animals so seriously, this is him getting his ribeye, by the way.
Oh.
It's one of first of many. I had to share with everyone. I also, this one we can play, and I think you guys are going to find this really cool.
Oh God. It's a talented bird.
The starling. How amazing is this bird, though? You can also imitate people.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to show you guys because he's just so phenomenal. And I found this is the moment. 1, 2, 3 at the same time. I would have cried my eyes out. Would have sobbed. There's from another direction. More of them. Oh yeah, I went around looking at all the different things. I found all the fun stuff for us. Like, for instance, this absolutely stunning. This is a real moth.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's called a Bramea hirsi. And I'm like, say that 10 times fast. It doesn't look real. It looks like somebody made it in the 1920s for a painting.
Yeah.
But it's a real creature. And it is beautiful. And I had to show it. Like, I just went around finding all these weird things. Like, this is crazy. Okay, guys, get ready. This one's crazy.
Baby. Hello. Hello.
I have to mute it because I don't know if that music is whatchamacallit.
Copyright.
Right. But they have gotten on camera and on audio orcas imitating human sound.
Freaky.
It's like really cool. Oh shit, you know what we never finished? I never finished talking about that dog.
Nope.
Damn, I'm stupid. I can still talk about it. Oh, I found the one snake that I'm okay with everyone owning. There's no way you couldn't give that a big enough enclosure. I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that would you could put that in a shoebox and it'd be fine.
Right. I would be absolutely fine with anybody owning a snake like this. It's a worm snake and they're so cute.
What would you feed it though?
I'm assuming flies, crickets.
There would have to be some tiny ass crickets though.
Also, this guy went viral because he saved a raccoon. It was choking. And so he essentially gave it the Heimlich maneuver.
Well, he's doing it the wrong way around, but yeah.
I mean, what is he going to do? Pick it up? The thing's going to bite him. Now, I sent this to Horror purely because I felt she would enjoy this. I think it's a cousin.
Probably.
And this is just some random person did that. Like,
oh yeah.
People getting technology. Whew. It is crazy.
Yep. People can do things in their homes that used to take multi-million-dollar machines and shit to be able to do. It's freaky.
It is. I'm trying to find, because I sent you so many things in the last 2 weeks. Oh, there's the initial story about Poncho. Don't worry about me revealing anything with Horror, guys. We don't talk on Instagram whatsoever.
No, she just sends me stuff.
Literally. I just send her random shit. Oh, this one's funny. Most dangerous flightless bird in Australia is sitting under a beach umbrella stealing grapes. Are you going to tell what's basically a dinosaur that it can't have your grapes or a beach spot? Because no, I'm not. I mean, fair point. Now, as I was saying, I will go back to the story at hand that I tried to speak about.
The depressing one. Yeah, go ahead.
So, the comments aside, I always tell everybody, whenever there's a violent dog, there's always a human error. There's always a human problem. There is a issue humans caused, and now the dog has to pay the price. For instance, there were these dogs back, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. This pair of pit bulls mauled their owner. It was a young woman. What had happened was, these dogs went from a consistent everyday play, love, inside a warm home, fed every day with the same person to, I forgot why she had to take them out the house, but she put them on her father's property in outdoor enclosures in the late winter, early spring. So these dogs went from warm, cozy to cold, wet, rain all the time. They were not even kept in the same thing. They were kept in separate, next to each other, but still. Okay. Her father very inconsistently fed them. Okay. And then when she went and got them, realizing he wasn't taking care of them, she went and got them all of their vaccines. Okay. And then took them out on a walk. And these dogs ended up destroyed, like they literally ate her. And everyone's saying, see, they'll turn on everyone. And I'm like, in that situation, I can see exactly what went wrong. Because dogs on a good day, when they have a normal time, don't enjoy vaccines and they can fuck with them for a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bring my dogs home from a vaccine and let them just chill that day.
Right. Whenever I bring an animal home from the vet or bring Daisy home from the vet, it's always Daisy involved. She gets vicious because she smells other like the otherness and she does not like it. That day, I know to be on guard with Daisy. Not specifically with me, but for the other animals. So, I told everyone, I said, you can see why those dogs did that. Because she had abandoned them, and then when she brought them back, she hadn't given them a few days to adjust. She brought them out. These dogs had not been getting consistent food. They had a vaccine. They probably got set off, and then shit took over, because that can mentally damage an animal. Okay? Hi, Moon.
Yeah, you gotta give them a couple days to acclimatize.
Yeah, they gotta decompress something. Okay? So the video I commented on with the police interaction with the dog was a 1.5-year-old male, intact, untrained, off leash, hocked up on 6 times the dose of Benadryl, and her other dog, a intact female, in heat, was between him and the police.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. The police was between him and her.
Yeah, mm-mm.
And then she blamed the cops because her dog, a hocked up male on hormones, charged the cops. And they did not use tasers. They used the permanent option. And the dog passed away. I don't blame the dog. I don't blame the breed. I blame the dipshit owner who did not train her dog, who allowed her dogs to be intact, knowing how they acted during heat.
Well, and more importantly, because unfortunately, you can train your dog as best you can, as to the nines. When it comes to that heat, that hormonal drive, you might get a little bit of obedience out of them, but they're so on the edge.
That's my point. Why would you bring them out? Why are they out of the house? Why do you not have them
especially a female in heat? I mean, I can understand taking the boy out, get him away and let him relax some, damn. But
and so when everyone's like, oh, it's because it's a pit bull. No. But the problem is, Jack, and I would say that, except the female was out too. The female wasn't in the house in a crate. The female was there incensing him through the window, and a car is not going to block the pheromones and hormones of a female.
Oh God, no. Blocks and blocks of space, though. I can tell if there's another female dog in heat because Rudy starts acting funny.
And so it's just like, people don't like when I say, when a dog or any animal hurts someone, that it's the human's fault. They claim it's victim blaming. No, it's idiocy. You are treating an animal like a human. Yes, I say treat them equally in terms of value. I say don't, just treat an animal badly simply because they're an animal. But what I also say is, remember, they are an animal. You can't expect them to react, rationalize, or even think like a human, because they aren't. You want them to treat you as better than themselves without even teaching them how to. But that's not how animals work. Animals don't treat you better than themselves. They treat you like they would a fellow pack member. That's how it works. That's why cats, I have to say, it's weird how dogs come from wolves. They're so different. It's true, but then when you look at it, was it ethical? The thing is, some dogs happen naturally. For instance, African wild dogs. Those happened all on their own. They believe dingoes happened all on their own. So some of it is natural, but I think once upon a time it was more ethical. I think once upon a time it was, because ethical or not, it was inevitable. Foxes, yeah, they so I don't know if I talked about this last time, but Desert Jack, that is a fantastic segue into from Moon to another. Foxes are domesticating themselves.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it. I almost want one, but I couldn't deal with the noises.
See, I can deal with the noises. I don't care about that. It's the peeing and the destruction. So foxes make great pets, but you have to have an outdoor enclosure for them to be really happy, because indoors, one, can get overheated. 2, they can feel too confined because they don't have enough fresh air. And 3, they're destructive because, again, they're still wild animals. But they have actually found that, much like cats, because foxes, how did Casual Geographic say it? They have a canine build with a cat interface. And so, they're doing the same things that cats did. Cats domesticated themselves. They chose to approach people because they saw people have food. And cats are opportunistic. Above all else, they are opportunistic feeders. They will take whatever they can get. Okay?
And if they can get somebody to give it to them, even better.
Exactly. But that is also why a lot of folks don't realize cats, if your cat, again, I said it numerous times, if your cat brings you food, it's because they think you are terrible. And they've actually done further study on it. They think you're terrible at hunting. And here's why. A cat, when they see you leave the house and you're gone for hours, but you return with nothing in your hands, in their mind, you've been hunting all this time and you couldn't bring a damn thing home? You're terrible at what you do. But I always have something in my hand, and I'm always providing them the food, which is why they've never brought me anything. It's as simple as that. It's not that my cats don't love me. It's that my cats already believe I have enough.
You can take care of yourself.
I can take care of myself. Not teaching a dog and expecting it to behave like that. It's like not teaching a dog and expecting it to learn to read and write. Exactly.
Yep. Oh, it's like Vincent doesn't bring home his stuff for me. He brings home his stuff because he knows there's a room in the front of the house where he can play with it and eat it and be left alone by anything else.
Shut up and get in the shirt and shut up. See, she always bitches, but then once she's in there, she's fine. You good now? You good? Good.
It's not her tits she's talking to, guys.
No, it's my pussy. Athena, can you chill the fuck out? Usually she's great in my shirt. Today, not so much. Yes, Orion. I've seen a meme somewhere. It said cats bringing gifts because they think you're a shitty hunter. Yeah. And as their meal ticket, they don't want you to die. Exactly. It's 100% true. Because, see, dogs see us as they see us as cute. That's why they get so excited to see us. They see us in the same awe that we see them. They say that orcas, dolphins, elephants all have a similar reaction to us. Cats see us as giant, stupid, hairless cats. So, dogs see us as something cute to love and cuddle on. Cats see us as, oh wow, this is the worst cat I've ever seen in my life, but I guess I like it.
Somehow it keeps producing food, so I guess I'll keep it.
And that's what the problem is. A lot of folks, so they've watched the way cats react to people. They've watched the way cats will do certain things. That's why cats, especially adult cats, still vocalize. Why? Because they've realized that they imitate kittens and babies, they get more food. And it's become kind of like natural instinct for them now. Kitty, kitty. He's like, listen, lady, you already fed me. I don't need to give you more attention.
Oh yeah, he doesn't give a shit. He's been fed, he's passed out, and he's not, oh god, that's freaking cat. If it's wet outside, he will come in the house and he will beeline to me, and then he will force me to let him sit on my chest while he is all freaking soaking wet so that he can warm up.
Yeah, sounds about right. One of the reasons why Penny constantly gets on me is not just because she loves me, that is part of it, but because she knows none of the other cats will fuck with her, and she stays warm. She will yell at me if I'm in my bedroom or I'm doing anything else and I'm not in the living room. She will sit on top of the fridge and scream at me till I come into the room. And then if I walk anywhere towards the couch, I hear and she is flying through the house to sit with me. Now, this question is excellent, Moon. Cats see dogs as an adversary. And one of them, and I think I've answered this before, but I'll obviously answer it again. The reason is because they speak different languages. And I'm not saying he's like, well, obviously one's a cat and one's a dog. It's the body languages. And it's almost exact opposite, which is really sad.
It really is.
When a dog is excited, their eyes get really wide and they wag their tail and they bow. All things that when a cat is very aggressive or doesn't trust, they do. If you ever watch a cat in those videos where they go boo, 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 you'll watch the cat is got their back up, their tail is up, flicking a little bit, their eyes are really wide, and they're bending down their front. That's because they are trying to prepare themselves for defense. They can strike from below and hit the belly or the throat or whatever. And with dogs are louder. Cats don't vocalize unless they think there's aggression. Cats will be very calm and relaxed when they walk up to another cat. With dogs, that is not the case. They get excited. They get pushy. They get jumpy. That is not the case with cats. Ever watch a cat wrestle? Cats play very differently. They run around, they catch on things, and when they get together, they clamp together, they do a little tussle, and then they run off. Dogs are not like that. Dogs shove at each other, they bite at each other, they wrestle, they run around, they do a very different style.
But what is funny is watching them play together because they can figure it out. Sydney and Alex, I keep trying to get it on video because they'll start playing. And it's really funny to watch Sydney encourage Alex, or well, actually, it's 50-50. Sometimes Alex will initiate and sometimes Sydney will. But Alex's initiation is he walks into the room, he kind of flips his tail around, and he'll walk back and forth a couple times, and he'll look at Sydney. Is basically he'll do that, then he'll look at Sydney, he'll see if he's trying to pay attention, then he might make a noise and he'll do it a couple more times, and at that point you can tell he's trying to entice Sydney. Sydney will then get up and he will push at him with his mouth and nudge him and push at him, and then Alex will fall over on the ground and he'll bat at him, and Sydney will dart in and out and nip gently. I mean, obviously they're not trying to hurt each other, and Alex will paw at him. Or the other thing Alex will do is he'll get up on, like, we have these ottomans in the house. Alex will sit up on the ottoman, and when Sydney was smaller, this was far more effective. But Sydney will nip up at his paws because he'll have his paws just off the edge of the ottoman, and he'll, pull his paws back and forth. Every so often, he'll actually try to lunge and connect like he would with another cat if they were playing. And it's just some of the funniest shit to watch. I wish I could get it on video, but every time I go to pick up my phone, because here's the thing, if it's Sydney, if it's Sydney, he'll play. Because, Sydney, it's one dog. These dogs are very much pack animals, this breed specifically. So if it's one dog, you're good. The moment you add an extra dog, they lose their brain. It's like their brains switch off, and then it becomes a chase. Which, sometimes Alex wants the chase. It's you can watch him actually antagonize the dogs into doing it.
Oh yeah, because when they want to have the fun. And the problem with this is for instance with Orion loves playing with everybody. The thing he hasn't gotten across his brain still to this day is that the cats are too small and that they're not interested. So one of the reasons he always got Zorro pissed off is he would march up to Zorro with a toy and he would push the toy at Zorro because he wanted desperately to play with him. And Zorro was not interested whatsoever. And he was interested in playing with the toy on his own and with me, not with anybody else. And that never occurred to Orion. And Orion loves to roughhouse. So Axel will often, see now with Greta, Axel and Greta used to roughhouse all the time. Super cute. Super cute. They don't roughhouse anymore because every time they try to, Orion immediately comes over like, okay, my turn now. You don't get to anymore. It's me. And what he often does when he really wants to like instigate the other animals, and this is again, I yell at him for it because his mouth is the size of half these fucking cats. He nips. He goes,
Yep.
and he does it to Greta. So I know when he's doing it to the cats, he's trying to play with them or instigate them so that way they're not able to come over to me and my husband and he can take all the attention for himself, whether from me or from the animal. And he doesn't understand why we get mad when he does this because he's done it to this one. And literally, if he opened his mouth enough, he could fit her entirely in it. My cat, who doesn't have front claws, would go out of her way to aggressively bat at our pit bull, and the poor dog just takes it and shies away. Cat, that dog can eat you, and frankly, you deserve it. Well, that's a big problem. My chihuahua will play with the cats. Yeah, and especially if the animals are the same size, you will find it a lot easier. Cats have an easier time playing with chihuahuas, mini poodles, Yorkshire terriers, so on and so forth. Here's what I would tell you. And this is one of the reasons why I don't believe in declawing cats. They get this kind of attitude. When you declaw them, they get this kind of stupid attitude that they've got to fight the world. And
well, I mean, if you felt like you were walking on pins and needles all the time, you'd be kind of pissy too.
Right. And I'll never forget the Himalayan. The first time I saw a declawed cat, it was this Himalayan, who already come with like predisposed bitchiness. This cat was so bipolar. She didn't know what she wanted. But she would want you to pet her, and then the moment you did it for more than 2.5 seconds, she was flipping out. But she had no claws. So what did she do instead?
Yep.
And boy, did that bitch have teeth. That was at a rescue house that I used to go to in Rhode Island.
We had to declaw one of my cats because he was scratching his ears so hard he would get constant ear infections. I mean, we spent thousands of dollars on that cat because of his ear infections. And the vet's finally like, you know, we just gotta do this for everybody.
Ma'am, you just need to bounce me for a second, ma'am. I just need to stand back up. My God almighty. I don't know if you saw what she was doing. She got pissy. Can you sit on my shoulder?
No, but worse, he was, we're pretty sure he was at least some degree of Maine Coon. So he was like, we're talking a 30-pound cat. And he wasn't fat. He was just a big fucking cat. And so she's stubborn.
She couldn't just walk down the back. No, she had to slide. Did any of you see that? Oh, God. Continue. What were you saying?
So you got a 30-pound cat, and you got to put these ear drops in his ears. And for anybody who's tried to give a cat any kind of medication, it's a fun time. But what's worse is when you're trying to give them eardrops specifically, because you can't get them to sit still for it.
No.
And this cat, we would wrap him in a towel like a little baby, you know, we would swaddle him up. And that cat was so strong that he would just rake through the towel. I still have, I don't know if you can really see it right here.
Oh, yeah.
I still have scars from him scratching through the towel and scratching me up while I was trying to put the eardrops in the ear.
We're pretty sure Hendrix is part Maine Coon because that's from him and that's from him. And he's my biggest. And his claws were trimmed during these two. Think about that. No, Bob was my Maine Coon. And he was over 20 pounds at his healthiest. And he was not he was a big boy. And I will say this, you have to really learn, like Sinbad, for instance. I'm blessed. I trained him really well. So with Sinbad, he's a very large cat. So Sinbad, Axel, and Hendrix are all muscle-wise, and let me just raise this a little bit. There we go. No wonder I felt it was off. The angle was off. Sinbad, Axel, and Hendrix are all muscle-wise my biggest boys. They all range between 16 and 18 pounds. No fat, all muscle. And
big kitties.
Big kitties. And with Sinbad, who, by the way, his favorite prey is this one. I actually trained him when he was a kitten to sleep in my shirt. Thank God I did. So whenever I got to clip his claws or give him medications or anything, All I do is I flip him on his back, I hold him in the shirt, and I rub his head, and I'm good. Now, as I said, conjunctivitis is going through the house, and he is one of the recipients. I haven't tested the meds yet, because it does seem to be going away on its own. But I digress. Calliope, how you doing? Cool talk. And BFCs. Now, what else would a BFC mean?
Big fucking cat.
I was wondering what else it could mean.
Oh.
I know pluribus. I know how he do. I know how he mean. Though I will say I'm getting tired soon. Guys, let me tell you something. The weather yesterday was killing me. And I know she's tired too.
And I still got to record a video.
Yeah, what time is it for you there?
It's only 10:30, thankfully.
Oh,
10:37. Yeah, I'm 2 hours behind you. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
What's that supposed to mean, wrong?
I don't see what wrong said.
It's got an okay sign and then a thing. Oh. I think I know what he's doing.
You mean...
Yeah. Exactly.
That's not why he's tired. She's tired, rather.
No, that's definitely not why I'm tired.
Not today. Not today. But, oh yeah, and I know Moon feels what I'm feeling. This weather been wiping me out. Like, so bad. Because again, I was driving back and forth to Charlotte like 3 or 4 times this week. I had to give Optimune eye ointment to my old Shiloh Shepherd. Oh my lord. That's a lot of dog. How'd that feel? Oh, speaking of a lot of dog before we go. Another dog appeared in my yard today. This time it was a German Shepherd.
Ooh.
Moon, no truer words have ever been spoken. The sun hurts me so much. I don't... You know what? I understand. The sun gives life. I wish it would just, when I step out, just put a cloud right on me, right above me, just so I don't get it. Because my husband the other day, whatchamacallit? My husband the other day, I was sitting out when he parked the car the day I was crying over Poncho. And he was going to park me right in direct sunlight, but I had AC. I said, can you please put me in the shade? He said, you're going to have AC on. It doesn't make a difference. I said, motherfucker. Yes, it does. Please put me in the shade. Big effing cat. Don't be reading your presumptions into my acronyms. Excuse you, Italian Disney princess confirmed. She was a gentle giant, super sweet and easy to give. Wow, you are lucky. You are lucky, my friend. If I had to increase my salt, I add to water since I'm outside all the time. I really have minimized. Maybe that's part of my problem. I really haven't had a lot of salt lately.
That could be because if you're sweating a lot, especially, you're losing salt.
Yesterday, guys. Well, I did go to the Asian, but I went to the Korean barbecue though, and I had a lot of that paste. So I think I'm good on sodium. But let me tell you something.
Only for so long.
The whatchamacallit, the AC wasn't working properly yesterday. We don't know why. Because it's working great today, and it's just as hot today as it was yesterday.
Check your filters.
We just replaced it. That's why it was so crazy. But yes, see, Moon understands why I hate it. I hate it so much. The flies. I am in a constant battle with these fucking flies.
I'm so glad I live in Montana.
Oh my god, the flies, the fleas.
Yeah, we the worst you might expect here is mosquitoes for the most part.
The mosquitoes, shockingly enough, knock on wood, I'm not tempting fate. It have not been as bad. Starman's gonna have to spray again because now we've got ants coming in the house, and I'm not cool with this.
You might try.
Apparently, Wondercide is fantastic, and I haven't used it yet, but I've heard nothing but wonderful things about it.
I actually just used apple cider vinegar.
But where'd you put it?
All around the house.
No, around the outside or the inside?
Both.
I'll have to try. But I'll tell you right now, the bug stuff usually works. The bug guy, despite that I didn't like how they charged me, the bug guy did work the best. The bug guy was the best. I'm going to have to figure something out with that, but I digress. I am getting tired. I'm starting to get loopy. I'm having a hard time focusing. It's just been a long week for me, guys.
She hasn't been focusing very well tonight at all in general.
Listen, I've tried.
You have. Yeah, but we keep jumping subjects like crazy. You can tell we're just not totally with it.
We're just tired. After a good night's sleep, because again, I've been cleaning. Like, I've been trying to get my house up to snuff because you guys don't know this. June 7th, either June 6th or 7th, uh, horror knows. I thought I had a horrible flare up from the IBS. Turns out that was not the case. I caught some kind of illness. And then I spread it to Starman. And this is my first few days really back to normal. So I do feel a lot better. But it's just been exhausting catching back up. Oh, and on one last note, fuck Stop Big Oil. They deface Stonehenge. So, to everyone this week, 2 wrongs in my mind do make a right. Go ahead and take that extra trip somewhere. Drive somewhere else. Park in your driveway. Just rev the engine for a few minutes. I've done it a couple of times this week. And I will tell you right now, make sure you waste as much gas as possible, because for no reason other than the fact that they wanted to do shock value, the PETA of social movements, they have potentially irreparably.
Clibby.
Oh, yeah.
I had it fine till you started.
Irrevocably. Mm-hmm.
Irrevocably.
Irreparably. Irreparable. God almighty. They hurt Stonehenge that can possibly not be fixed. Layman's terms. Either way, guys, Horror, why don't you take us out with what you're doing this week?
I should be playing some Neverwinter Nights and D&D this weekend. Think so. Thursday, I will be doing. We'll be starting some Dragon Age Origins on my Abysmal Critic channel. I will be doing a couple hours on Thursday evening, about 7-ish Montana time. And other than that, you can look for the daily videos over there. I've been going off about D&D lately. I'm not sure what the topic for tonight is yet, but I'm sure I'll find something to talk about. And it'll be up at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, or you can become a member on the channel and you can get it the moment I upload it at whatever o'clock it is when I finally upload it. So there will also be eventually some outtakes that I clip out of them and put together and upload for members. And I think there's some other things, but I don't know. I don't remember what else. So, but still, there's just the one level. I didn't do multiple levels because I couldn't figure out what else to do. So I figure I can add more later. But yes, that is what's going on, and stop by and listen.
First of all, sir, I don't even watch her streams. The only ones I even log on to are Gothix's, and part of that is out of habit because I used to, be her assistant. So I was always in the streams, but even then I'm only there for like 5 minutes and then I'm like, I'm bored. And I leave.
That's not entirely true though. You have shown up to my streams.
Like once, and the one time I came to it was I haven't gone back since because nothing will beat that. She wanted the D in her mouth.
No, my tongue kept getting stuck on it. There's a difference.
Okay, so listen, where was the D? Where's your tongue? Just saying. But so that is why Pluribus, I never go on anyone's. It's nothing against you, honey. And I'm talking about how you talk on the comments. Because you a smart ass. I've seen it.
Steve, I'm StarMorata just about everywhere except for my Abysmal Critic channel, in which case I am the Abysmal Critic.
And we'll try, though we always fail, we'll try to drop a link in the description at some point. But yeah, they're right here on the bottom of the screen. All these thingy bobbers with their little emblems next to it. And I'm never doing X. That is staying Twitter forever. I won't shave it. As for me, if you guys want to see what's been going on with me, you can go on to my YouTube, onto the shorts. And if you look at the shorts, you can see a lot of what's been happening over here in the Star House. And I have 2 more days off, obviously including my birthday. And I will be streaming tomorrow, hopefully at noon. We'll see. I might be too tired. I don't know. But might go a little later in the day is what I'm meaning. You're going to get your stream tomorrow. But And
Hey,
oh,
thanks for the
Guac
follow,
Box.
Guacbox.
Whatchamacalls it? The ambitious goal is to get a couple of videos this week. I will not say how many because I do not want to curse it. Considering I have them already recorded, hopefully I can get it done. I now have the space on my phone, the space on my computer. Oh, Steve is Guacbox. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
And it's Woo from YouTube. I like that. But I'm Audi 5000. Take care. Oh, Audi.
Night, Jack.
Night, Jack. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember to get your animals properly spayed and properly vaccinated. Remember to get them spayed and neutered. Don't listen to anyone that says otherwise. Just shut up. Stop it, Rachel. Stop keeping track. I promise to try. Otherwise, guys, remember to tell people important to you that you love them and to be safe. So, guys, I love you. Be safe. Horror.
Yes.
I love you.
I love you too.
Be safe.
You too.